Imagine being taken from everything you know, your home, your family, your country, brought to the most powerful empire on earth as a slave. Imagine rising, through talent and faith, to become the second most powerful man in that empire. And then, imagine your colleagues plotting your death, not because you did anything wrong, but because you refused to stop praying. This is not a children's story about a man and some lions. This is a story about what happens when one person refuses to compromise, no matter the cost, and what God does when that person refuses to let go. The boy who would not break. 605 BC. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the most powerful man on earth, conquered Jerusalem. He did not just take gold from the temple. He took people, specifically the brightest young men of Israel, the best and the strongest, teenagers, to be trained in Babylonian ways, to serve the Babylonian king. Daniel was one of them, probably 16 years old, taken from his parents, from his city, from everything he knew, and brought to Babylon, the greatest city on earth. In Babylon, Daniel and his friends were offered the king's food, royal wine, rich meat, the best food in the empire. Daniel refused, not because the food was bad, because eating it would compromise his faith, would make him Babylonian in more than just name. He asked for vegetables and water. His overseer was terrified. "If you look worse than the others, the king will have my head." Daniel said, "Try it for 10 days, just 10 days." After 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier than everyone who ate the king's food. The first test, the first refusal, the first miracle. God gave Daniel something remarkable: knowledge and understanding of all kinds of literature and learning. And Daniel could understand visions and dreams of all kinds. He rose quickly. His wisdom was recognized, his ability to interpret dreams, unmatched in the empire. When Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that no wise man could interpret, Daniel not only told him the meaning, he first told him the dream itself, without being told what it was. The king fell prostrate before Daniel. The most powerful man in the world bowed before a teenage Jewish slave because of what God gave him. They could not find anything against him. Years passed. Empires changed. Babylon fell to Persia. A new king, Darius the Mede, now ruled the empire. And Daniel, still there, still faithful, now an old man, still rising. Darius planned to set Daniel over the entire kingdom. One man, over 120 provinces. This was too much for the other administrators. They were jealous. They were threatened. They decided to destroy him. They investigated Daniel completely: his finances, his decisions, his administration, his private life. The Bible records their conclusion in words that should stop us all. They could find no corruption in him because he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. No corruption, no negligence, nothing. After a lifetime in politics, in the most corrupt empire on earth, Daniel was completely clean. The only way to destroy him was to make his faith illegal. Their plan was simple and brilliant and evil. They went to King Darius. "Issue a decree that anyone who prays to any god or human being during the next 30 days, except to you, will be thrown into the lion's den." They knew Daniel prayed 3 times a day, every day, facing Jerusalem, window open. They were not attacking his work. They were attacking his worship, the one thing they knew he would not stop. Darius, flattered, signed the decree. Under Persian law, once signed, it could not be changed, even by the king himself. He knew. He prayed anyway. Daniel heard about the decree. He went home, upstairs, to his room, windows open toward Jerusalem, and he prayed 3 times, as he always had. He did not pray loudly to make a point. He did not protest in the streets. He did not petition the king. He did not close his windows to stay safe. He just did what he always did, with the windows open, because he would not let a human decree change what he owed to God. This was not bravery. This was faithfulness. The same faithfulness he had practiced every day for decades. They found him. Of course they did. They were watching. They went to Darius. Daniel, who is one of the exiles, pays no attention to you or to the decree. He still prays 3 times a day. Darius was distressed. He liked Daniel. He spent the rest of the day trying to find a way to rescue him. There was no way. His own law trapped him. The conspirators reminded him, "No decree that the king issues can be changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians." The king, who had been flattered, was now a prisoner of his own pride. As the sun set, the order was given. Daniel was brought and thrown into the den of lions. Darius said one thing before the stone was sealed: "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." The man who had just made it illegal to pray to God was now praying that God would save Daniel. The stone was brought. The king sealed it with his own signet ring and the rings of his nobles, so that Daniel's situation could not be changed. Then the king returned to his palace and spent the night without eating, without entertainment, without sleep, a king, sleepless, worrying about one man in a pit of lions. The night in the den. What happened in the den that night, Scripture does not describe in detail. It simply records Daniel was not harmed. But what was it like? The sound of lions breathing, the darkness, the smell, the stone sealed above. No human help possible. Just Daniel and God, and lions that did not move. The angel, Daniel would later say, shut the mouths of the lions, not removed them, not made them disappear. They were still there, still dangerous, still real, just shut by something Daniel could not see, but absolutely trusted. At the first light of dawn, Darius ran to the den. He called out in an anguished voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty." The king was overjoyed. He gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den, and no wound was found on him because he had trusted in his God. The conspirators were brought and thrown into the den, along with their families. Before they reached the floor, the lions overpowered them. The same lions that had not touched Daniel now behaved exactly as lions behave. The miracle was not that the lions were gentle. The miracle was that they were stopped. For one night, for one man, who had done nothing wrong except refuse to stop praying. The king who was changed. Darius issued a decree to every nation, every language, throughout the entire world. I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom, people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. A pagan king, the most powerful man on earth, issued a decree about the God of Israel. Because of one man who refused to stop praying, Daniel prospered during the reign of Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian. He had survived Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, Belshazzar of Babylon, Darius the Mede, Cyrus the Persian, 4 empires, 4 kings, decades of exile, a furnace of fire for his friends, a den of lions for himself, and he was still there, still faithful, still praying 3 times a day toward Jerusalem, not because nothing bad happened, but because he trusted the one who was present in every bad thing that happened. Jesus mentioned Daniel by name in the New Testament. The book of Daniel contains prophecies so specific, so historically accurate, that skeptics for centuries claimed it must have been written after the events. But the Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in 1947, included fragments of Daniel dated to before many of the events it predicted. Daniel wrote about kingdoms that had not yet existed, about a Messiah who would be cut off after 69 weeks of years, a calculation that points to the exact year of the crucifixion. He was not just faithful, he was a prophet, whose words Jesus himself honored. What Daniel teaches us. Daniel never prayed to be rescued from the lion's den. He prayed, as he always had, because prayer was his lifeline to God, not a tool for crisis, a daily discipline. When the crisis came, the prayer was already there. The habit was already built. The relationship was already deep. You do not build a shelter during a storm. You build it before. Daniel's window was open every day for decades, before the day his life depended on it. The 3 things the conspirators said about Daniel that should define us all. 1, they could find no corruption in him. 2, he was trustworthy. 3, he was neither corrupt nor negligent. In his work, in his private life, in his faith, consistent. The same in private as in public. The same under pressure as under peace. This is the kind of person whose God people notice, whose faith becomes undeniable, whose witness reaches the most powerful people on earth, without them ever trying to be influential. Daniel was taken captive at 16. He died in his 80s, still in exile, never returning to Jerusalem. He never saw the restoration he prayed for. He never returned home. He lived his whole life in the empire that had taken everything from him. And yet, kings bowed to his God. Empires changed their decrees because of his faith. Prophets in the New Testament quoted his words. Jesus honored his name. He never saw the full fruit of his faithfulness, but the fruit came anyway, long after he was gone. Your faithfulness does not require you to see the result. It just requires you to keep the window open and keep praying like Daniel did, every day for the rest of his life.